Last time we saw how buffer overflow errors in a program can allow an attacker to inject some code into the process that's running the buggy program to do something that the original program would not have done. And we saw in particular how to call an existing function bypassing some check that would guard that function and make sure it was only called under certain circumstances and instead call it in some other circumstances that an attacker wants. But what if an attacker wants to run some code that's not already in the existing program? We saw that an input to the program that overflows the buffer can be crafted to include machine code, but also that this attack is relatively easily thwarted and stopped on all modern operating systems because the stack is not executable. An attacker could write code onto the stack, but unless they go out of their way to change the permissions on that stack, then they're not going to be able to run that code. Today we're going to look at a technique that involves finding other fragments of the code that do exist in the executable, but not in the way that they were in the original program. Return-oriented programming is an attack technique that lets us use little fragments of the code and chain them together to execute new functionality. The little pieces that we chain together are called gadgets, and these gadgets are going to be bits of code that reside just before a return instruction, and that's going to let us to chain them together to make that machine code do new things.